1010. Details on. Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in four directions. This is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy. But with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon, Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
At Metro State University, students learn from expert instructors in high-demand degree programs like healthcare, technology, cybersecurity, teaching, and business. As one of Minnesota's most diverse universities, Metro State is dedicated to providing a welcoming environment for all students. Explore 60-plus bachelor's programs at their May 29th open house in St. Paul. Learn about how free tuition is possible for eligible students through the North Star Promise Scholarship. Visit metrostate.edu/open house. Know your power. Metro State University.
What does it mean to begin? Creation Story explores Native origin stories through powerful contemporary art, connecting past and present with every brushstroke in sculpture. Explore how identity, culture, and resilience are shaped through art. Creation Story, now at All My Relations Arts through July 26th. This exhibition invites you to the heart of the Ochate storytelling, where spiritual relatives guide the way. Open to all. Learn more at allmyrelationsarts.org. Experience the beginning. Experience Creation Story at All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for clear skies tonight with a low around 44, Friday partly cloudy with a high near 65, and Saturday sunny with a high near 69. Let Natural Lawn handle lawn care so you can enjoy your yard. Their organic-based treatments feed the soil naturally using fewer unnecessary chemicals. It's safer for the kids, pets, and the planet. With no contracts, expert soil testing, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, your lawn is in good hands. Learn more today at naturallawn.com.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Because all the hippies are trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake. Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Cudahy Weed, all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we discuss local, national, Native news and events, and as you know, Chujunk, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Yes, you are right, Dega. This portion of the show is supported by Native Roots Trading Post. Shop now at causecart.shop and search Native Roots to find your resist gear. Pinigigi for your support.
Right on. Get those resist shirts out there. We see them all over, and if you're wondering where to get one, go to CauseCart and pick up a resist shirt. And we have like resist hats and hoodies and other things too. So
jean jackets.
Yeah, those too.
I like them.
Right on. Hey, we got a jam-packed show today. A lot going on. I was at the Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center today. What a great celebration.
Oh, yeah. They had their open house, didn't they? I saw them go live on Facebook. It looked crowded in a good way. Shout out to everyone that showed up for MIWRC's open house and supporting them and being open for 40 years.
Yeah, I had to give my tickets away. I gave them to Jace Rowe, and I just got to say, Jace is going to be on with us probably before this, but him and Dr. Stately are going to be at the Pride Festival, and we're going to go live on Saturday. I do believe it's June 20th. So he's really excited, and I'm really excited, and I want to kind of glob on his 1 million followers on TikTok too. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've heard such great things about Chase, and give them a follow on TikTok. Yeah, that's the Pride Festival here in the Twin Cities is like one of the biggest ones in the country. And it's really important to have Native voices there representing our Two-Spirit relatives.
Yes, and there's going to be I just want to shout this out too. There's going to be a powwow at Black River Falls, the Ho-Chunk Memorial. I always want to say Labor Day, but Memorial Day weekend powwow. That's always a really good one. And there's other things going on. But before I get too caught up into that, Haley, what's our show about today, Miss Producer?
Well, we're going to have our friends Mary, Otto, and Cordell Bryan from MnDOT, the Minnesota Department of Transportation, on. They work with some of the Native programming there. So we're going to see what's going on with our friends at MnDOT. And then we're going to have Pretendian Band members on a little bit later on in the show. We got Thomas Draskovic and Christine Bartyzal, and we're going to talk about their upcoming show. They got a show coming up on Monday.
That's awesome, and I would love to have them on. Maybe we can cue up some music and jam out. I'll have to Google their music.
What's that one? We had them on when they had their album come out. I think it was the 38, and it was like talked about the Dakota.
Yeah. Can you sing a few bars?
I wish I could. I really wish I could for you. Because it's your birthday month here.
Yeah, right on. And Haley's at the Macho Horus studio here in St. Paul at which means blue clay earth in Ho-Chunk, and that's how you represent the Twin Cities by saying that Ho-Chunk word.
We're in Robert's home studio office. The dog's scratching on the door, trying to get on the radio with us.
What's really cool too is people that are watching us. Haley's got her background blurred, so you can't see the mess behind her.
The million books that Robert has, and the medallions, the beaded medallions. Your collection is pretty amazing.
Yeah, well, thank you. What else? What else is going on?
Yeah, well, like you said, we got Memorial Day coming up. So just a shout out to all our relatives and friends who are traveling back home to the reservations for those Memorial Day powwows to honor our relatives who served in the military, who gave their ultimate sacrifice. But yeah, so safe travels to those traveling home. And we're going to have a long weekend here on Native Roots Radio. And Robert, you have your birthday on Saturday.
Right. And we're celebrating today. And that's why Haley's here at the mansion here in St. Paul. And the kids and the grandkids will be here. And we'll all have a good time opening up presents and playing pin the tail on the president.
Oh, the president? I thought it was going to maybe be like, oh, okay. Okay. I thought we were going to indigenize it and do like the bison or something.
Oh, that would be even better. Well, we got it right over there. We could probably pull that out.
Well, since we're going to have Pretendian Band on,
yeah.
I was looking at the lineup for their show. It's going to be, where is it going to be? I'll have to look it up here. But Blue Dog is opening for Pretendian Band.
Really?
Yeah. And Blue Dog is a Native American band here, blues and rock band out of Minneapolis. One of my good friends, Alex. It's kind of her family's band. So we like to hype them up and shout them out. Blue Dog was a band originally formed. Oh, bless you, Dega. Bless you. Originally formed in 2001 by Joni Weston and Eric Buffalohead. Blue Dog released their debut CD titled From All Directions in April of 2005. They've been nominated for the Native American Music Awards, as so have Pretendian Band. This is going to be a great lineup. On Blue Dog is also playing Friday if you can't catch them on Monday. I was looking up that they're going to be playing, is it Lake Harriet Band Shell?
Yeah,
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, Blue Dog is going to have a show, though, this Friday. So if you want to see them before Monday, they're going to be at Tally's Dockside in White Bear Lake, Friday, May 23rd at 6 p.m.
That's awesome. And we go there and see Alexandria and her mom and her dad in the band. That's awesome. And they're so low key, when it comes to talking about it.
Yeah, for sure. They're very humble. They're such a great family. Yeah, I remember, I think
I definitely have seen videos
Mhm.
of Blue Dog perform. Her mom, Alex's mom, reminds me she really channels like a Stevie Nicks. She's like a native Stevie Nicks, so it's even better, you know?
So Alex is Christy McVie of
Like
that makes
Fleetwood Mac.
sense. That
They're a
makes
great
sense.
band.
Because
So,
she plays the keys and is kind of backup singer.
oh, she totally is. Yeah, she's a
Yeah.
rock star. We love you, Al.
Yeah, I saw her today. Big shout out. I know she
Aw.
listens once in a while.
Once in a while. Got to call her out there.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Wow, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Blue Dog. So check them out. They're going to be opening on Monday for Pretendian's Band at Lake Harriet, right?
Yeah, Lake Harriet. And that's the kickoff of the season this weekend. And so it's the first bands are playing, and the Pretendians and the Blue Dog.
Okay. Let's see here. So Blue Dog's going to start the night on Monday at 5:30. They're going to play till 7, and then Pretendians will come on at 7:30 and play till 9 at night. And this is music in the parks for Minneapolis Parks and Recreation, again at Lake Harriet Band Shell on Monday.
Wow, great. Hey, just got to give a shout out too. There's so much going on. I want to remind everyone too, the date has changed, and I believe it's the 30th, next Friday, that we will be having our get together, a big native get together, the big parade and powwow at the Indian Center. That was normally the first of the year, but after tragic events, it was pushed off to the 30th. So I'll be there.
Yeah, they're still doing that parade, and the powwow at the Minneapolis American Indian Center will be that evening too on Friday. This weekend, though, I know we got coming up about on a minute here until we go to break. I wanted to shout this out. This event I've been seeing all over my Facebook feed. Saturday, May 24th is the Yonpa Spring Wind Celebration and Nibi Water Walk with Sharon Day. I want to shout out Marlena Miles for helping with this event. It's going to be at the Battle Creek Pavilion, 2401 Upper Afton Road East in Maplewood, Minnesota. The water walk will start at 8:30 in the morning and go till 11 on Saturday. And then that spring celebration will take place at the pavilion there from 11 to 4.
I got to tell you a quick story before we get going. It'll be really quick, but I saw Sharon Day in New York. Out of the clear blue, right? There was a Native American comedian speaking at one of the theaters by the World Trade Center, the POC, which I've seen a lot of Native stuff when I'm in New York. And
oh yeah, what was that one play you saw? Between Two Knees or something?
Exactly. And I've seen other ones, but yeah, Between Two Knees was sold out for a week, and that's done by the 1491ers. But yeah, so there was a Native American comedian, and it was packed. And as we were leaving and saying goodbye to the person, Sharon Day and her family were there, and they knew people. And then also, like the daughter was Ho Chunk. So small world. Hey, we'll be right back. Native Roots Radio. Oh, wow.
Support for Native Roots Radio comes from the Walker Art Center, an art space that's more than the spoon and cherry. Galleries celebrate contemporary visual art, including Indigenous artists like Edgar Heap of Birds, Cheyenne and Arapaho Nation, and Jim Demini, Ojibwe. Additionally, films screen in the cinema, and performances are shown on stage. Free every Thursday night and free every day for members and citizens of tribal nations. Learn more at walkerart.org. Again, that's walkerart.org.
Doherty Family College at the University of St. Thomas is your pathway to a bachelor's degree. Located in downtown Minneapolis, Doherty Family College offers an affordable education that includes free textbooks, a laptop, meals, career coaches, and a Metro Transit pass. As a full-time Doherty Family College student, you'll benefit from mentorship from St. Thomas faculty, along with paid internships and support from Minnesota's largest private college. Ready to turn your dreams into reality? Apply now at dfc.stthomas.edu. Doherty Family College, your journey to success starts here. At Metro State University, students learn from expert instructors in high-demand degree programs like healthcare, technology, cybersecurity, teaching, and business. As one of Minnesota's most diverse universities, Metro State is dedicated to providing a welcoming environment for all students. Explore 60-plus bachelor's programs at their May 29th open house in St. Paul. Learn about how free tuition is possible for eligible students through the North Star Promise Scholarship. Visit metrostate.edu/open house. Know your power. Metro State University.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/tap, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
Anine, I'm Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, and you are listening to Native Roots Radio.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Clinic on Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis, honoring health and tradition.
Yes, I do. I love that. Hey, we have Mary Otto, MnDOT, Office of Tribal Affairs and Training Manager, and Cordell Bryan here, Information Technology Specialist. And Peeny Gigi, thank you guys for being on.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Cool. Hey, can you introduce yourselves and where you're from? And Mary, you don't mind starting off?
Sure, Ani, and hello. My name is Mary Otto. I am a citizen of the White Earth Nation. I live and work on White Earth Nation, where I was raised here. I raised my children here, and so I'm really proud to be able to work from the reservation for MnDOT. And I am the manager of the Tribal State Relations Training out of the Office of Tribal Affairs. Thank you, Robert and Haley, for having us.
Right on. Thank you. And Cordell, do you mind introducing yourself?
Sure. Kiwatin Indigenous Cause. Wawaskashi and Udane, Umashku Zibi and Dunjaba, How Koda, Cordell, Amaki Apido, Peto Warshde. I am from Southwest Minnesota. My grandfather is from White Earth, and my grandma's Sisseton, and they ended up going to boarding school. My grandfather went to Flandreau, and my grandma went to Pipestone, and he met her when he was working in Pipestone during the summer. They settled there, and I grew up in a small town not far from there. Now I live and work in the Twin Cities.
Wow, that was a good story. Oh, wow.
Hey, good intro.
Right.
Both of you. Thank you.
Right on. Hey, so how long have you, and I'm going to ask Mary, how long have you worked at the state, and what are some of the reasons you enjoy working for the state?
Thanks, Robert. I've worked for the state for the last 6 years. Prior to that, I worked for my band here at White Earth in the education department. I have spent the last 4 years working at MnDOT in the Office of Tribal Affairs. Some of the reasons I enjoy working for the state are being able to work with all 11 tribal governments that share geography with the state of Minnesota. So it was a great honor to work for the band, my band, White Earth, but in this position, I'm able to work with all 11 tribal governments. I'm able to network with state employees across agencies throughout the whole enterprise, and it gives opportunities for state employees and tribal employees to meet. It also offers additional opportunities for other tribal members to see that there are a lot of great opportunities working at the state. I never thought that this would be an opportunity for me, primarily because of where I live. So I live 4 hours north of the metro, and in my mind, in the far corner was people who work for the state live generally in the metro. And so it wasn't even something I scratched the surface of or explored.
Wow, that's great that the MnDOT is that flexible on where you can live and how you work. Hey, Cordell, how long have you worked for the state, and tell me some of the reasons why you enjoy working for it?
Well, I was kind of a latecomer. I didn't get to the state till I was almost 40, and I've been here for 21 years now. I really enjoy the job. I think some of the reasons why I enjoy the job so much is it had great entry-level position that allowed me to come in and find a career path. Our supervisors were really supportive in helping us get better education and advance through the system. One of the neat things about working for a union is that you can do something called work out of class. So if you have a job and you see another job that you'd like to try, sometimes the supervisor will invite you to work in 6-month work out of class. If you decide you don't like the job, then you can go back to your old job, or if it works out, you can move forward. Variety. This is just a great job. There's days I go to work and I think I'm going to do this, and I don't do anything I thought I was going to do. Something comes up, it goes the opposite direction. And I really like the fact that they train you. They care about how good you are at your job. And if you want to advance, they're there to help you get the training they need to do that. And the last rewarding part is part of the what I do is we provide a product, radio communications for emergency response, and there's 5 tribal nations. So I get to help Indian people in Indian country. We have Shakopee, Mille Lacs, Leech Lake, White Earth, Red Lake, all part of our system. So it's very rewarding for that reason.
Wow. Cordell, you said you started working there when you were 40 and you worked there for 22 years?
21, yeah.
There's no way you're 61 years old.
Robert and I looked at each other and we were like, what?
I'm 64 and Haley's got to carry me out of the studio when we're done.
Yeah, you got to hear me get up in the morning. I creak pretty good. I'm 61.
Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. Hey, so that's part of Cordell, what drew you. Did you know about that when you became hired at the state? Is that you could move? And I know when we think about the state and us being close to the same age, that is a career and something that you could retire on and have good retirement after a certain amount of years. Cordell, so was that part of or did you know about that? And I think it's great that we're talking about this.
Well, I really didn't know what to expect when I came. I think a lot of people are like that. They're like, oh, I hear it all the time. I thought I'd go try working at the state to see what that was like. But you never realize how many different things there are that you can do. And so when I got here, I was just like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then, oh, that's kind of cool. And then I just started learning more things and progressing. So, yeah, I was surprised at the opportunity that's at the state of Minnesota. I don't think a lot of people realize that. So it's really been enjoyable.
That's great, and that's great having you guys on and talk about this because I don't think a lot of people do realize this. So, Mary, how does the tribal state relations training impact the government-to-government relationships between the state of Minnesota and the tribal nations?
So the training started in 2012. It was developed out of a need from the Department of Transportation, working with Chairman Jensvold from Upper Sioux. He had a project, and the two governments had not had that kind of working relationship where it was the tribe itself wanted to pursue a project and had funding for it. And so out of that was born this training. The benefits we have seen widely across agency. We hear it from tribal leaders how, if you haven't been to training, we want you to come to training before you come and have consultation with us or coordination. It's consistent messaging that we are constantly educating people who we are as Native governments. And so it's been a huge benefit to both sides.
Yeah, and it's really an educational thing too, because I'm sure a lot of people that work for the state don't realize that we're a sovereign nation, just like Canada or France. And so I have to ask you something too. Are you related to John Otto by any chance?
I'm not related to John, but good question. I do know John.
You do? Oh, you do? Awesome. Yeah, I played softball with him for like 30 years ago. But yeah, it's a small world, so I thought I'd ask because I just thought about that. It's like it's such a small community, and we're all related. And we're related so much. I have my Chujunk over here as my producer. So, what why is it? I want to ask Cordell. This is why is a training like this so important to you as a Native person? And we kind of touched lightly that government to government. A lot of people don't understand that.
Could you say that again one more time? I didn't quite hear what you asked.
Well, we talked a little bit about the tribal relationship training impact from government to government, and I was just wondering why you think it's so important. I know we talked a little bit about that, and I'd like to get your perspective too, and why you believe it's really how important it is.
Sure. One of the big things was when I would talk to my grandparents, they would never tell us anything about their lives. So whatever must have occurred, they didn't want to talk about it. And so I never really knew what boarding school life was like. Never knew what they went through. I had no idea. And then I took the tribal relations training. I took it at Mille Lacs right before the COVID locked us all down. And it was just an amazing experience. Mary did a class on boarding schools, or a presentation on boarding schools, and I had some gals at my table. They were from the Department of Health and Child Protection Services. And when that presentation was over, they tapped me on the shoulder and they said, "You know about that?" And I said, yeah. "Did your family go through that?" I said, "Yeah, they did." And the impact was, they just said, "We had no idea that occurred. We never learned about it in school." And you could tell they were visually upset, but it was so interesting because not only as a native, I'm sitting there watching it and I'm learning, I'm sitting next to people and they're learning. So it's both for native and non-native people. That training is just, it's really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, Mary, speaking of that, boarding schools, 1 out of 3 I heard, and maybe you can help me with that, native families have been affected by a boarding school.
Absolutely. And Cordell, thank you for those kind words.
No problem.
Yeah, the boarding school is one of the most, I think, emotional portions of the 2 days we spend together in the training. And I've heard said that there is not a Native family who does not have that touch point with boarding school somewhere in their lineage. And it's not ancient history.
Right, it isn't. Hey, we're here with Mary Otto, Minnesota MnDOT Office of Tribal Affairs Training Manager, and Cordell Bryan, Information Technology Specialist. And we're going to take a quick break. This is Native Roots Radio. Hoa.
Hi, Penny here from Nightingale in Minneapolis. Exciting news! During the warmer months, we're extending our charm to the patio. Imagine savoring your favorite dishes outside, surrounded by the lively energy of South Minneapolis near 26th and Lyndale. And guess what? Nightingale's patio is not just a dining space, it's also dog-friendly. Craft cocktails, curated wines, and half-price bottles of wine on Mondays are still part of the deal. Open daily 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. with a full menu until midnight. Join us at Nightingale, where good times and great flavors come together.
Hey, it's Patrick for Zero Res. Warm weather is here. Maybe you're getting ready for a graduation party over at the house. There's a lot coming up as summer nears. Your house isn't ready, so that's why you need to call My Cleaning Heroes at Zero Res right now. Zero Res can handle every surface in your home: carpets, tile and grout, hardwood, laminate, stone, upholstery, rugs, and air ducts. Zero Res has both been out to my house and out here at AM 950 in our studios in recent months. They did such a fantastic job. They were on time, professional, and courteous. They got the stains out that we didn't think would come out here at the station. This month, get 3-room Zero Resified from Minnesota's #1 carpet and air duct cleaner, and take 20% off all services. That's right, 20% off all services. But you need to go to ZeroResMinnesota.com or call 9520-RES and ask for the AM 950 special. 20% off all services all month. That's Zero Res. Backward or forward spells the same.
Live and share mental health with Becoming Together Therapy and Wellness. Hello, everyone. We are Becky McNatten and Tara Martini, hosts of Feels Out Loud, a show dedicated to expanding the paradigm of mental health.
Tune in to develop both personal and relational insight, language on emotions, and daily life application.
Join us weekly as we explore topics connected to mental wellness. Each Sunday at 9 a.m. here on AM 950, be a part of our mission to connect this world more authentically and fully with one another.
You're listening to AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
When was the last time you had your roof inspected for extreme weather and hail damage? This is Chad, owner of AM 950, to talk about the exterior construction company I trust, Snap Construction. If you've noticed new roofing projects in your neighborhood, your home was likely hit by hail last summer and experienced damage. Snap Construction is helping homeowners like you, and they're the roofing specialists I trust. They are the most well-reviewed contractor in the Twin Cities and have a ton of positive customer reviews from homeowners just like you. Even better, Snap Construction's installations are backed by a lifetime warranty, so you know you're dealing with a qualified roofing expert. You want to work with a company that will be here for a long time after the work is done. Snap Construction has handled thousands of claims and will help you through the process. Do yourself a favor and get a free roofing inspection so you have the facts and peace of mind you deserve. Call Snap Construction today at 612-382-5200 612-333-SNAP. That's 612-333-SNAP, or visit snapconstruction.com.
I'm Dr. Stefano Sinacropi, an orthopedic spine surgeon and wellness evangelist, hosting the brand new Recharging the Human Battery show on AM 950 radio. My co-host Mandy Dickey and I will delve into various health topics ranging from medicine to nutrition to exercise, emerging technologies, and yes, some way out there stuff. Will provide a balanced view of today's landscape, helping listeners navigate its complexities and hoping to change the way you think about your health. Recharging the Human Battery airs Saturdays at 11 a.m.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for clear skies tonight with a low around 44, Friday partly cloudy with a high near 65, and Saturday sunny with a high near 69. Looking for a cozy neighborhood bar and restaurant in Minneapolis? Nightingale serves delicious American classics like their famous Nightingale Burger, ginger tamari chicken wings, and more. Open daily 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. with takeout available. Visit nightingalempls.com for details.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Development Institute, or NACD, in Minneapolis.
Yes, I do. Hey, we're here with Mary Otto, MnDOT Office of Tribal Affairs Training Manager, and Cordell, Bryan, Information Technology Specialist. And somebody found the Fountain of Youth, because you look young. I mean, in a good way, Cordell, in a good way.
Must be the water.
Yes, some good water up there. Well, you're in the Twin Cities too. Hey, I got a quick question. I know like we're Ho-Chunk, and I know, for instance, we have our own tribal police. And I understand do people understand the difference in driving on sovereign nation compared to regular state roads? And Cordell, I'd like to ask you, and then Mary, you can comment too.
Well, because they're a sovereign nation, they're completely separate from regular state law enforcement, and regular law enforcement in the state has to be invited onto the reservation in order to be able to serve any kind of a warrant or look for anybody or help out or anything like that. All of the sovereign nations have their own police departments, and they are all connected to our system. So they pretty much handle everything on their own. There are some services like fire. A lot of times they will hire the fire department from a local city close by to come in and do fire services for them. I don't think there's a lot of fire departments individually on the reservation, but I don't know that for sure. But that's kind of what I know about it.
Cool. And Mary, I mean, there's definite education involved in that, and I think regular people out there listening to the show really don't understand. There's some nuances with tribal police specifically on reservations.
Absolutely, as well as other jurisdictional issues. And so Cordell gave a great explanation that state laws don't generally apply on tribal reservations. Now, it doesn't mean that I can't get pulled over on White Earth Reservation by a non-tribal cop. There's Public Law 280 issues. You can learn more about that at the training or checking out resources on our website. There's also joint powers agreements and cooperative agreements between tribal police and county. And so they're, cross-licensed, or that might not be the correct term, but they're board certified so that they can practice what they need to across border, reservation border, state border, county borders. So,
yeah, interesting. And one of the things too, when it comes to that, I think a lot of people don't understand that, and to me that's really interesting, and that's part of your training too. Hey, Mary, can you answer me? What is something you would say to someone who asked about opportunities at MnDOT? And one thing before you answer that, please give out the website too, so our listeners can click on that and apply and look at what's out there.
Sure, I'd be happy to. So if you were interested in a position at MnDOT, I mean, Cordell and my positions are just one of the very few. We have like over 6,000 employees at MnDOT. Recently was at a conference with historical archaeologists, and it was amazing hearing the work that they get to do at MnDOT. I agree with everything Cordell said about the benefits of working here. You can go to the MnDOT.com website, and you can click on the careers tab. You can also check out, and they list positions by region or district. You could also check out the Tribes and Transportation or Tribes and Training website underneath MnDOT. There you can find a multitude of vetted resources on our tribal nations, history, videos, interviews, books, things like that.
That's really cool. And then again, what is something you would say to those who ask about the opportunities at MnDOT?
Sure. I would say that it's not something you would ever regret. I was surprised at people told me how great it was working at MnDOT. I previously worked at Commerce. I had a really great experience there. This training really called to me. And so when I transferred to MnDOT, I was there for about a year and a half when I was able to say, everyone has told me what a great place this is to work. And I can confidently say I feel the same way. The benefits, the flexibility, the advancement, the on-the-job training is not something that limits you, and you're not cornered into a specific job like Cordell showed. There's mobility, there's working at a class, there's a lot of different opportunities that provide themselves at MnDOT.
Yeah, Cordell, I know you mentioned some of the great things about that. What else would you say to somebody about the opportunities working at MnDOT?
I think, I'll give you something quick just that came out the start of the week. The Minnesota Department of Transportation is having a career fair at the Lakeville Truck Station, and it's about the highway maintenance worker opportunities. So that is on Wednesday, May 28th from 3:30 to 7 p.m. So if somebody were interested in becoming a maintenance worker, that's a great place to start. So, yes.
Great to know.
Yeah, awesome. But yeah, and I don't know. I just am excited when we get people like you on that are a Native American and that are talking about how good it is to work with the state. Because again, when I was, when I was young, it was always kind of hard to get in there, and it seemed, really. It would seem like you had to know somebody, but there's so many opportunities now compared to, 50 years ago. Yes, Cordell, I'm 64. So yeah, 50 years ago, and we have people like you guys on talking about how great it is and how there's job openings.
Yes, I really I was surprised too when I came here, when I first started at the state. That's kind of how it was for me, is that you had to know somebody. And so what had happened is one of my friends had started here, and then he told me about they were going to be hiring. And then he said, give them my name when you go into interview and apply. And so I had to have help to get in the door. So I know what you're talking about when you said it's hard to get in the door at first. A lot of that has gone away now. You know what I mean? They're looking for help. They need a lot of help. So it's a lot easier to get a position now than it was years ago. Yes.
That's awesome.
I have to agree. And the work that Cordell does with the tribes, the work that our office does, we work with a lot of the taros from the office, the different tribal governments. We provide tribal trainings for workforce development come out of our office. And so whenever there's positions posted, I think we hit that Indian networking as hard as we can to recruit other Nijas or natives who are interested in coming over to the state side. It's a lot of growth opportunities here for sure.
That's awesome. Hey, before we let you go, give that website down one more time and let our listeners know. And if you know somebody out there, please apply, because it sounds and is a great deal here to work for the state.
Absolutely. So there's also seasonal work too. So this is a great time to start. If you go to MnDOT.com website, click on the careers tab. There's the jobs listings are there, and they go by district. You can also visit tribesandtransportation.com under MnDOT. And happy birthday, Robert.
Oh, thank you. Hey,
Nothing's better than-
Mary. Thank you, Mary Otto and Cordell. And I really appreciate we could have a whole longer show about this because I'd like to know about how you guys network and your support with each other and things like that. But this is a great start, and people out there, please click on the site and apply because it's not just a job; it's a career, really.
Yes, happy birthday, Robert.
Thank you very much, Big Peeny Gigi. You guys have a great time, and hopefully we'll see you really soon because these opportunities need to be blasted out there all over the airwaves and everywhere.
Pretty much. Thank you.
Thank you,
Peeny Gigi. Thank you, guys. We'll see you soon.
Oh, I love. Every time we have friends on from MnDOT, I'm like, wow.
I know.
I never like really thought about working there ever before, but then they kind of talk me into it.
Yeah. Well, I know it's like I don't want to lose another producer to a guest that has a good opportunity because
they're seasonal too, so they do have other things besides full time. If that works better for you, we have our friends from Pretendian Band on. Should we get them on? We got Thomas and Christine.
Hey, there they are. Whoa! Look at that shirt. Ho-wah. Ho-wah. You guys, welcome, Pretendians, and talk a little bit about your band. And I know there's a big gig coming up that's pretty awesome. Welcome to Native Roots Radio.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Yeah, we have a show coming up at the Lake Harriet Band Show on Monday, May 26th, Memorial Day. Blue Dog is going to be opening up for us, and then we go on at 7:30. Until 9, so that's our next gig coming up, and we're really looking forward to that. So it should be great.
That's awesome, and it's a great series to be playing in those, playing the people walking by and checking you out and coming by.
Is it free, or how much are tickets?
It is free, yeah. And what's cool about this show is that we're actually opening up the series of the music in the parks, so pretty exciting stuff.
Oh, okay. And this is with Minneapolis Parks and Rec Board?
It is. Yep. The movies.
Do they do concerts every week, or?
Yeah, they do concerts every weekend, and I know I used to be in a group called Brio Brass, and we played all around. So that's exciting that you guys have the opportunity to open the season. That's very cool.
Yeah.
We're honored to have been asked. So really exciting stuff. We're excited. We've got a couple of new songs that we're gonna play for the set, and yeah, it's looking good.
So I want to know what you're playing now, because I think, weren't you a drummer when you first started and then you played guitar, or was it the other way around? What are you playing now?
So I am playing guitar now. So when I first started with Pretendian Band, I was drummer, and then we had some lineup
changes,
and now I've taken up the lead guitar. So
Right on. Hey, go ahead.
But I've been playing guitar forever, so it's fun. It's fun.
Woman of many talents.
You're kind of like that one dude from Nirvana who was playing drums, and then he's got his own band. David, what's his name? Groth?
Oh, Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio. We're going to come back with the Pretendians and talk a little bit about their opening set at the beginning of the parks, and also about their band and how people can, reach out to them and get them play at their gigs, and where they can hear their music. This is Native Roots Radio, and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
At Metro State University, students learn from expert instructors in high-demand degree programs like healthcare, technology, cybersecurity, teaching, and business. As one of Minnesota's most diverse universities, Metro State is dedicated to providing a welcoming environment for all students. Explore 60-plus bachelor's programs at their May 29th open house in St. Paul. Learn about how free tuition is possible for eligible students through the North Star Promise Scholarship. Visit metrostate.edu/open house. Know your power. Metro State University.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
The Council on LGBTQIA2S plus Minnesotans is conducting a community needs survey. Two-spirit and Native queer voices are sacred and must be heard. Your experiences will guide programs and policies that support our relatives across Minnesota. The survey is confidential and available at mnqt.info/survey. The deadline is May 31st. Honor your story. Help build the future we deserve.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
In this portion of the show, we like to bring awareness to our Minnesota wolf population. Say no to the hunts.
No. Yeah.
Oh, there's Wendy.
Hey, right on. Hey, you guys, introduce yourself. I got all carried away jumping in, and we have a lot of new people listening to us. Let's talk a little bit about the Pretendians. And Thomas, if you don't mind, introduce yourself first.
Sure. Hello, my relatives. Thomas Draskovic, Machiapolona, Halakota, Chita Hittigaheme, Hunkpapa Lakota, now Wachbekuti Dakota, na Fort Peck Nakota, Hemachayalo. My English name is Thomas. I'm an enrolled member of the Standing Rock Nation. I'm also a Wachbekuti Leaf Shooter Band Dakota from here in Minnesota, and Fort Peck Nakota from Montana. And I am the lead singer. And I play rhythm guitar, and I write the lyrics.
Yeah.
And you're an actor too. I just want to throw that out there too. Yeah. I've seen you a really good actor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then also before I get to Christine too, I just want to say this real quick. Didn't you do a voiceover for a Disney or a Disney or was it Star Wars?
Yeah. No, it was Marvel's Avengers. The first Marvel Avengers movie. My mom helped translate it into Lakota with her friend, and then they hired me as one of the voice actors. So I did the voice of Nick Fury, which is Samuel L. Jackson's character.
Yeah,
so
that's
cool.
Great. Christine, can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. My name is Christine Bartyzal, and I am the lead guitarist, former drummer of Pretendian Band. I've been in music forever.
Right on. Hey, so who else is in the band?
Then we have Jill Bartyzal on bass guitar, and then our drummer BT. And Jill and BT are in numerous bands together. They've played together for years, so we're lucky to have them.
That's awesome. They're like the hired hands that keep you guys out in the front. Oh, wow.
In that humble way,
Yeah.
Yes, in a humble way. Right on. So,
talk about your name. Talk about why you guys call yourselves Pretendians Band.
Sure. One of the things you're going to notice is that there's not the word "the" in front of it, because we're not declaring ourselves as Pretend Indians. What we're doing is we're bringing, hopefully, attention to the fact that our indigenous, likeness, our culture, our language, our music is being appropriated by non-native people for monetary gain, for basically fame, and pushing themselves out there as something that they're not. And so we try to call attention to that by having content in our music that really speaks to our modern experience as Indigenous people, and kind of bringing light to that kind of a, basically almost like, like a pandemic of just cultural appropriation. So we're kind of putting ourselves out there in a way, because not a lot of people don't quite get the name at first. So you have to kind of stick to it, in order to kind of have it, catch on.
That's awesome. So, Christine, you're opening a Music in the Parks season in Minneapolis parks and at the Lake Harriet Band Shell on Monday, May 26th, and Blue Dog will be opening at 7:30 and 7 p.m. Oh, at 5:30. Yes, that's what it says, and I said 7:30 for some reason. Yeah, 5:30, and you guys are on at 7:30 to 9.
Yep.
Yes.
Where else are you playing?
Well, coming up on June 13th, we're going to be playing at Indigenous Roots over in East St. Paul from 5:30 to 6:30. And this will be kind of debuting some new songs there too. And then July 5th, we have the Native Food Truck Festival on Harriet Island in St. Paul. So those are the next things coming up. And like we kind of mentioned, we just finished up a fundraiser for the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women fundraiser at Minneapolis Eagles 34, and that raised over $1,300 for that particular cause. So,
Wow.
Yeah,
We talked about that.
yeah, we didn't hear about it until the last minute. But who told us? Oh, the MMIR office.
Oh yeah, the state office.
The state office told us about that when we had
Anna on.
Yeah, Anna
Negretti.
Rigetti. I always want to say spaghetti, but it's Rigetti.
No,
Yes. But yeah, so that's really cool, and that's totally awesome. How can people hear your music? Do you have a Facebook, a YouTube? Where can people see and hear you?
All of the above. So we are on social media. So we are on Facebook, facebook.com/Pretendian Band. We're on Instagram. We're on Bandcamp. We're also on Spotify, the Apple Music Store, and anywhere streaming services are available. So,
yeah, I got you guys in my native playlist quite a bit.
do you? Oh, awesome! Thank you.
Yeah. Talk about what is inspiring the new music now. Talk about, is it different from the stuff that you guys have usually wrote about?
I think part of it is the process. Since Christina's moved over to lead guitar, she's taken over more of the kind of arrangement duties for like the songs that we're doing. So like the chord structure, kind of the flow of the song, where I'm just kind of like filling in the lyrics that I'm writing, and then everybody else kind of adds their piece to it. So before it was more a little different, where I would show up with something and then see what we could do with it. And so I think it's more collaborative that way, and just gives us a different sound, gives us a different direction that we're kind of moving into. And I think that the I don't know, the drive to do it's never changed. I think that our voices always need to be heard, and our representation needs to always be out there, and in a inclusive and positive way, in a very just a way that shows that we're modern Indigenous people that can still honor their roots, can honor their ancestors, can honor their language and culture, but express it in different ways that we feel like just come out naturally for us.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Christine, what's some of your the people that you look up to and admire as musicians?
Oh, as musicians and as songwriters, it's pretty varied. So I like any, I kind of started when I was a teenager. I liked really heavy stuff, kind of a hard rock stuff like Judas Priest,
Yeah.
There was a band in the 70s that my uncle always used to play for me, and oh gosh, they're from Australia, but they're all along the lines of AC/DC. I'm blanking out right now, but they were just great, and I just love anything that has like a driving hard rock beat to them. And then modern days, modern times, I really like the Melvins. I really relate to that kind of thing, and just anything that singer songwriter type too, like Joni Mitchell. You know, I really having a
yeah.
for some Joni Mitchell and some singer songwriter stuff. So
That's very cool. I thought in Thomas, when you're talking about this, and we're with Thomas and Christina, the Pretendians.
Pretendians Band.
Yes,
Pretendians
thank
Band.
you. Yes, and I saw. Oh, wow, give me a T-shirt.
I've got one for you.
Right on. Extra large. Oh, wow. I watched the Beatles documentary a few years ago, and I thought that was amazing, their process of how they came up with music. And sounds like that's kind of the process you two are going through now.
It's for me, be it songwriting comes quick. I've got a million riffs and I've got a million chord progressions, and it's always been a great thing for me to partner with someone who's really good with the lyrics, because I'm not. So I like to come up with the chords of the chord structure, and rely on somebody else to have the lyrics. And Thomas is excellent with that. So.
That's great way you say that. It's like, yeah, we complement each other that way, where it takes me forever to come up with song composition, but I can write lyrics like just flow. And so then when we come together, it helps out.
Well, everyone go to Music in the Parks, Lake Harriet Bandshell, May 26th. Blue Dog opening at 5:30, and the Pretendians Band at 7:30. Thank you, Big Teeny Gigi, for being on, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah,
thank you so much. I appreciate it, you guys.
Thank you all.
We'll pay the Tonka.
Right on. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and we'll see you tomorrow. The Council on LGBTQIA2S+ Minnesotans is conducting a community